The cicada is not an insect that lives by the calendar humans understand. It does not measure life in days or even in seasons, but in long, quiet years spent beneath the surface of the earth. Long before its sound fills the air, long before its wings catch the sunlight, the cicada exists unseen, embedded in soil, listening to a world it cannot yet enter. When its voice finally rises, it carries with it the weight of time itself. Across forests, grasslands, and even cities, the cicada has followed the same rhythm for millions of years. Fossil records suggest that ancestors of modern cicadas lived when climates were unstable and continents were shifting. While countless species came and went, cicadas persisted by adopting a strategy unlike almost any other insect. Instead of rapid reproduction and short lives, they chose patience. They chose waiting. The life of a cicada begins quietly. Eggs are laid in the slender branches of trees, often unnoticed, exposed to wind and weather. When the young hatch, they do not remain in the open world. They fall to the ground and disappear into the soil, where they will spend the vast majority of their existence. Underground, the cicada nymph feeds on fluids drawn from plant roots. This diet is modest, low in energy, and demands efficiency. Growth is slow. Years pass with little visible change, yet inside the nymph, biological clocks continue to count forward. This underground phase defines the cicada more than its brief adult life ever could. In darkness, without sound or light, the cicada develops resilience. It learns to survive with minimal resources, to endure droughts, cold winters, and shifting soil conditions. It is here that the cicada becomes a creature of time rather than motion. While surface insects respond quickly to changing environments, cicadas trust in long-term stability. Some species remain underground for 2, 3, or 5 years. Others take patience to an extreme. Periodic cicadas emerge only after 13 or 17 years, numbers that are not random. These prime-numbered cycles reduce the likelihood of predators synchronizing their life cycles with the cicadas. It is a strategy rooted in mathematics, evolution, and deep time, refined over countless generations. When emergence finally comes, it does not arrive quietly. The soil opens. Nymphs rise in enormous numbers, climbing trees, fences, buildings, and anything vertical. They shed their final skins, leaving behind empty shells that cling to surfaces like echoes of what once was. The adult cicada that emerges is a different creature altogether, built not for patience, but for expression. The wings are transparent and veined, delicate yet strong enough for sustained flight. The eyes are wide and sensitive. But the defining feature lies inside the body. Cicadas possess specialized sound-producing organs that make them among the loudest insects on Earth. Males vibrate internal membranes at incredible speed, amplifying sound through their hollow abdomens. The result is a call that can dominate entire landscapes. This sound is not chaotic. Each species has its own pattern, pitch, and rhythm. The chorus that fills the air is a complex communication system, guiding mates toward one another while overwhelming predators. For birds and other hunters, the sheer volume makes it difficult to focus on a single individual. For humans, it becomes a defining sound of summer, sometimes soothing, sometimes overwhelming, but always unmistakable. Adult cicadas live briefly. Their energy is finite, stored from years underground. They feed little, if at all, and focus almost entirely on reproduction. Mating occurs quickly, eggs are laid, and within weeks the adults die. Their bodies fall to the ground, returning nutrients to the soil that once protected them. In death, they give back to the ecosystem that sustained them. Predators take advantage of cicada emergences. Birds gorge themselves. Mammals feast. Even fish benefit when cicadas fall into rivers and streams. Yet despite these losses, the strategy works. By emerging in numbers too large to consume, cicadas ensure that enough survive to continue the cycle. It is a form of sacrifice written into the species itself. Human interaction with cicadas is shaped largely by misunderstanding. They do not bite, sting, or destroy crops on a large scale. Their presence is temporary, their noise harmless. Yet urban expansion, deforestation, and soil disruption threaten their underground habitats. Roads, construction, and chemical treatments interfere with the delicate conditions cicadas require to survive their long developmental phase. Ecologically, cicadas are engineers of subtle change. Their feeding aerates soil. Their emergence alters predator behavior. Their deaths enrich the forest floor. They act as timekeepers within ecosystems, linking past and present through cycles that outlast individual trees and even generations of humans. Cicadas matter not because they are rare or beautiful in a conventional sense, but because they represent a different philosophy of survival. In a fast-moving world, they remind us that endurance can be quiet, that success does not always announce itself immediately, and that some of nature's most powerful strategies unfold slowly, beyond easy observation. When the cicada sings, it is not simply making noise. It is marking the passage of years. It is announcing that patience has paid off. It is reminding the world that time, when respected, can become a survival tool as powerful as speed or strength. And when the sound fades and silence returns, the cicada leaves behind more than empty shells. It leaves a lesson written in rhythm, resilience, and deep time.